Hello everyone. I've had several students ask me for help in calculating their grades, and so I thought it would be helpful if I made this quick spreadsheet that you could use to calculate your grade as we move forward. Okay, so let's walk through the best way to use this spreadsheet. What you need to do is place your percent from each of these categories in this middle column. Don't write anything on the left column or the right column. So let's say a student got an 82%. This 82% is multiplied by the weight of this category, which is 10%. So that's why we see an 8.2 over here. Exam 2, let's say this particular student didn't do as well on this exam, and they got a 68%. Exam 3 and the final exam, we don't know yet because we haven't taken them, so we'll leave those blank for now. For the in-class quizzes and activities, let's say this particular student has done fairly well on these and has a 94%. The homework and sapling, also, this student has done pretty well on these assignments. And let's say they have an 88%. Now lab, which is worth 30% of your grade, let's say the student has done fairly well in lab, and they have a 91% in lab. So at first look, this student might think that they have a 65% in the class right now, but that's not the case, because we still haven't accounted for the exam 3 or the final. What we do know is some information about the other 75% of the grade. So you can take this 65.05, divide that by 75%, and multiply by 100. And so this particular student would have an 86.7% in this class. So as of now, this student would have a B. Now, you may want to play the game where you try to calculate what you have to get on exam 3 and the final exam in order to maintain this B. Okay, so let's say this student feels they can get an 80% on exam 3 and also an 80% on the final exam. You can see if they do that, they'll end up with an 85% in the class, which is still that B. Now, of course, the student could play around with these numbers and see what the lowest is they could get on these two in order to keep that B. I'm not going to do that, but you could do that with your own grades here. And of course, this is all assuming that in-class quizzes, homework, and lab stay the same. Now, sometimes students like to try to figure out if it's possible for them to move up to that next grade category, a B plus or maybe even an A minus. So what would happen if on exam 3 they got 100% and the final exam they got 100%? If they did amazingly well on the next two assignments, you could see how their grade could move up to an A minus. So I'll let you plug in your own numbers here to calculate your own grade, and then you can try to figure out what you need to get on exam 3 and the final exam to get the score you want in this class. I hope this helps you calculate your grade right now. But if you have any questions at all, please make sure you come see me. I'll see you in class.